Have you ever wondered why love, something so beautiful, can also be so complicated and painful? Love is a universal experience, a complex interplay of emotions that everyone, regardless of who they are or where they come from, can relate to. It's a journey filled with highs that make us feel invincible and lows that can leave us feeling broken. But what if we told you there's a different perspective on love, one that's been nurtured over centuries by a rich, diverse culture? We're talking about African wisdom. This ancient knowledge, passed down through generations, offers profound insights into love and relationships. It's a lens that paints love not as a fairy tale, but as a multifaceted experience that requires understanding, patience, and resilience. As we navigate the labyrinth of love, let's lean on the wisdom of our African ancestors. As one African proverb beautifully encapsulates, love is like a baby. It needs to be treated tenderly. So what does African wisdom have to say about love? Well, the African continent, rich with diverse cultures and languages, offers a plethora of proverbs that shed light on the intricacies of love. These sayings, passed down through generations, provide remarkable insights into the human heart. Take, for instance, the Swahili proverb, Mapenzi ni kikohozi hayawezi kufichika. Translated, it means, love is like a cough, it cannot be hidden. This speaks to the undeniable and visible nature of true love. It's an emotion so potent that it's impossible to conceal, much like how a cough gives away an illness. Consider also the Akan proverb from Ghana, Obi nkyere akwada nyame. In English, this translates to, no one shows a child the supreme being. This suggests that love, like the concept of God, is something deeply personal and experiential. It cannot be taught or fully explained. It must be felt and understood individually. Or ponder on the Yoruba saying if lakoya ofen, which means love surpasses laws. This proverb emphasizes that love in its purest form transcends societal norms and restrictions. It's a force that can break barriers, build bridges, and bring people together in ways that laws or rules often fail to do. And finally, there's the Bantu proverb, Uzuri wa mwanamke si urembo wa usobali ni akili. This translates to, the beauty of a woman is not in the beauty of her face, but in her intelligence. A clear reminder that love goes beyond physical attraction. It values intelligence, character, and emotional depth. These proverbs reflect a deep understanding of human nature and the complexities of love. They teach us that love is a force to be reckoned with, an experience to be savored, and a journey to be cherished. Remember, you do not teach the paths of the forest to an old gorilla. This means in love, experience, and wisdom are key. So as we navigate our own paths of love, let's keep these African proverbs in mind and continue learning from the wisdom they offer. Why does love often bring pain, and how do we deal with it? In the rich tapestry of African wisdom, there is an understanding that love, as beautiful as it is, can bring with it a fair share of pain. This truth is encapsulated in the saying, love is a painkiller. At first glance, this statement might seem paradoxical, yet it carries a profound truth. Love, in all its wonder and magic, can indeed be a soothing balm, a painkiller. It has the power to heal our deepest wounds, to bring comfort in times of distress, and to provide a sense of belonging when we feel lost. Yet, just as a painkiller can alleviate pain, it can also bring about its own form of discomfort. Love can sometimes hurt. It can challenge us, push us beyond our comfort zones, and even break our hearts. Another African proverb presents a similar sentiment. Love is like a war, easy to start but hard to end. This saying captures the duality of love. Falling in love can be as effortless as a leaf falling from a tree, but ending that love, especially when it's deep and genuine, can be a battle. It can be a struggle filled with pain and heartache. But why do we endure this pain? Why do we allow ourselves to be vulnerable to such an extent that we risk getting hurt? The answer lies in the very essence of love itself. Love in its purest form is about connection, understanding, and growth. It's about embracing the good with the bad, the joy with the sorrow. It's about learning, evolving, and becoming better versions of ourselves. So, how do we deal with the pain that love often brings? We endure it. We learn from it. We grow through it. And most importantly, we never lose hope. Because as the saying goes, however long the night, dawn will break. In love, even in pain, there is hope. How important is forgiveness in love? This is a question that many of us have pondered, and the wisdom of African proverbs can shed some light on the answer. Love, in its purest form, is an emotion that transcends petty squabbles and grudges. It's a bond that persists even in the face of adversity. Just like a tree standing tall, weathering the storm, love too must endure the occasional tempests of disagreements and misunderstandings. This brings to mind a poignant African proverb. To love someone who does not love you is like shaking a tree to make the dewdrops fall. This proverb paints a vivid picture of the patience and forgiveness required in love. In the imagery of the proverb, the dewdrops represent the reciprocation of love. The act of shaking the tree symbolizes the effort one puts into a relationship, and the patience needed when love isn't immediately reciprocated. Sometimes, love requires us to forgive, to be patient, and to keep shaking the tree, with the hope that eventually the dewdrops will fall. Just as the tree doesn't immediately release the dewdrops, people too can take time to reciprocate love and affection. And in these moments of waiting, forgiveness becomes crucial. It is the salve that heals wounds, the bridge that mends broken paths. Without forgiveness, love can become a battlefield of resentments and grudges. But forgiveness in love isn't just about forgiving the other person, it's also about self-forgiveness. It's about acknowledging our own imperfections and understanding that it's okay to make mistakes. This self-forgiveness allows us to grow, to learn, and to better ourselves in the context of our relationships. So when we talk about forgiveness in love, we're not just talking about a single act. We're talking about a continuous process, a constant practice of understanding, patience, and compassion. Remember, when there is love, there is no darkness. Love illuminates even the darkest corners of the heart. This African wisdom reminds us that love, underpinned by forgiveness, can bring light into our lives, even when we're navigating the most challenging emotional landscapes. What can we learn from African wisdom about love? In our exploration so far, we've delved into the rich tapestry of African perspectives on love, weaving together threads of complexity, pain, forgiveness, and the power of wisdom gained through lived experience. Let's revisit these insights, shall we? Firstly, we acknowledge the complexity of love. It is not a flat, two-dimensional emotion, but a multifaceted experience that ebbs and flows, transforms and evolves. African wisdom reminds us that love is not always about grand gestures and intense emotions. Sometimes it's about the quiet moments of understanding and the shared experiences that bind us together. Next, we explored the role of pain in love. Yes, love can bring joy, fulfillment, and connection, but it can also bring pain and heartache. This is not a flaw in love, but rather an intrinsic part of it. African wisdom teaches us that pain is not something to be avoided or feared. Instead, it's a teacher, a catalyst for growth and understanding. Then, we examined the importance of forgiveness in love. African wisdom emphasizes the need for forgiveness as a key component of love. When we love, we expose our vulnerabilities, and inevitably, there will be moments of hurt. But forgiveness is the salve that heals these wounds, the bridge that mends the gap. It's not about forgetting or dismissing the hurt, but about choosing love over resentment, understanding over conflict. Finally, we reflected on the power of experience and wisdom in love. African traditions hold wisdom in high regard, viewing it as a valuable asset gained through experience. In the realm of love, wisdom offers perspective, patience, and resilience. It's the understanding that love is not a destination, but a journey, a process that unfolds over time, shaped by our experiences and the lessons we learn along the way. So, what does all this mean? It means that love, as understood through African wisdom, is not a simple, one-size-fits-all concept. It's a complex, dynamic, and deeply personal journey that encompasses joy and pain, understanding and forgiveness, wisdom and growth. It's the understanding that love is not just about the individual, but about the collective, the community. It's about going beyond the self to embrace the interconnectedness of all things, to understand that our actions impact others and that we are, in turn, shaped by the world around us. In the words of an African proverb, if you want to go quickly, go alone. If you want to go far, go together. Love, like life, is a journey best shared with others.